Hello everyone, welcome to session 3 in day 2 of PyCon Indonesia 2020. I'm Siki Dewanto. I will be the moderator for this session. On this session, the speaker is Mas Muhammad Sifa'ul Rizky. He is a data analyst at Astragrafia Information Technology or AGIT. You can also call him Faul. He's besides working as data analyst, sometimes he also doing data modeling based on company's needs. He loves analytics, football, console games, and sharing to others. He also a content creator on Medium and Spotify and many more. In this session, he will deliver a talk titled "Make Your Data Application Using the Easiest Framework, Streamlit." So from the audience, you can ask your question via Hupin chat. And without further ado, the stage is yours, Mas Faul. Let's give Mas Faul a virtual applause.
Okay, thank you so much, Masikit. Hello, everyone. Just call me Faul, as like Masikit said. So I'm gonna show you, or I'm gonna share about what I've been working for, and then let's discuss together. I mean, my presentation was not so long, I guess, but let's see. Let's share screen. Okay, here we go. So for the title is Make Your Data Application Using the Easiest Framework Streamlit with me, Muhammad Rizky. Day is now. I think suppose if you really know about the Streamlit or something besides them, it is fine to join this session. But I think this session is based on beginner to maybe some friends of you guys are still on the campus, student or fresh graduate, maybe need this to make your portfolio much better. So some introducing of me. Yeah, as Masigit said, I'm a data analyst at Astragrafia IT or IGIT. So focuses is about customer experience and how to make it better. I love football analytics and insight, which is quite general for some nowadays people. Some people or many people love football, but not much who love analytics. As you know, match statistic nowadays will become much better, such as expected goals. If you know and love football, you will know that kind of terms, which is similar to statistic and mathematics, which is my study is in mathematics, so I think this is not quite sure for all of you. Let's start. Okay, you can connect with me in LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter, Medium, and Spotify, which is Curious with Data. As you know that Curious with Data is maybe at a podcast with my friend who talk about data, but in another way. You can follow it because it's just one episode right now. So move on, flashback. This is my second conference, which my last conference is in 2019. But I'm gonna talk in lightning talks in last year about this kind of project. If you know about the code is all about visualize your data volume. Basically, this data is all about my city, Surabaya, which is how to show the others about our maps of Surabaya. As we know that many people have choosing like software like Tableau or Power BI to show the maps. But I think there are another alternative such as using Python and Volume, especially if you looking to Miss Mona's regular talks in day one, in the first day. I think you know that she is using Volume, using GeoPandas, and many more. So I think there are similar thing to do, but I cover a later or a different path. So you can check it on the YouTube videos. And if you want to know how the project is doing so well, but as you know that the problem is I want to step up the project. I mean, like, step up the project. As you know that this is on a Jupyter Lab or Jupyter framework, Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, etc. You name it. The reason why I need to step up, because I think that it can show another possibilities to make sure that others know our project well, because this is our main talks all about. So this is all about codes. I'm sure that many of you who not really familiar with Python or still learning will confuse with what is this all about. So let me share you about what insight I have so far. Yeah, this is my story of why I talk this session. So my problem as a data scientist or data analyst is like this. Maybe some of you will aware with this problem. Sometimes more focusing on analytics or modeling, which is our role. I'm sure that many people who knows that as a data scientist or data analyst, what you want to expect for. I mean, like, you have to do with Jupyter Notebook or Python or R or many more, just in case you have to find some insight or just looking for create a better model AI and etc. etc. Some people like that. Okay, this was not a problem. The problem is we are talking to others like they know our circles of work. If we talk to software engineer, maybe they know, but they doesn't know how context is it. They don't know how context of using volume, but probability of getting very well, and then for interface and many more, many more, many more. How with people who don't know Python at all? How do you solve this problem? I mean, don't you want to share your project so far you have waiting for or you have created, such as public project? I mean, not a private project who have in company, but how to share with this? So user are not understand about what we have right now. So yeah, as it is, some people or some manager who, when I was creating a report, some people just confusing with what do you working all about? I mean, like, I'm not doing so well at coding, especially at Python. So what is this all about? It takes time to learn about it, right? I mean, yeah, like, you should know or you should make he or she understand about what is this all about. So my main focus is how to show our work with a convenient way. With a convenient way, I mean, like, not with showing all a bunch of codes, but with something really nice looking, maybe not that with some bling bling color or some wonderful color and many more. No, not that, but a simple but effective. This is my main point. So actually, if you know Python a lot more, you know about Flask and Django. So there is a quote says pirate use Flask, Navy use Django. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is the quote. I do a lot of things. No, not a lot of things. I try to learn Flask. Django, I do a little bit, but I think there is a main issue with Flask and Django, especially for me as a data analyst or data scientist, not a developer. I mean, underline these words. I'm not a developer, but I am a scientist who maybe my skill set is not quite high as developer is it to know Flask, Django, and many more, but the main issues is Flask as Django in is sometimes is hard to learn, especially if you want to do fast about the project or showing your project itself. So basically, I try to find an alternative of it. So introduce Streamlit. As you know, if you want to look at the website, official website, Streamlit is the fastest way to build and share data apps. Underline again, data apps. Actually, you can make any application, but the Streamlit is focusing on data apps. Because what kind of data apps? This is the underline word. Turn data scripts into shareable web apps in minutes. All in Python. All for free, no front-end experience required. This is what I'm looking about. I mean, like, you don't have to know about HTML to create a simple web application. You don't need to know PHP to create an application. You don't need to do a lot of things. It's all just with Python. I mean, like doing HTML work and PHP work is very great, but essentially for many reasons, such as me or maybe some people who still learn about Python, they still confused about how to show their work instead of just dump it into GitHub. I mean, GitHub is amazing, but you need another tools that show your data. I mean, for installation and tutorial is quite pretty simple. It's pretty simple. You can use Python installer package, pip install Streamlit, and then for call the package, you can just say Streamlit space hello, which if you call this Streamlit hello on your command prompt or your Windows terminal, I'm using Windows terminal, you can see this output. I mean, welcome to Streamlit, check out blah 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 blah. As you see, they have two URL about our local host, which is if you have using Jupyter a long time ago, you see that Jupyter default port is 8 quarter 8888. With local URL in Streamlit, the default is 8501, which is not complicated if you want to learn more about it. And network URL is our public IP address, so we can check based on this also. So if you want to know how the tutorial itself, this is what you got. This is what you got. So the concern is for Streamlit itself, you have two views, such as this is the sidebar menus and this is a main menus. As you see that sidebar menus, you can do a lot of things such as click something, some bar and some like that. And then for the main, you can see what changes itself. I'm gonna show you a little bit of a demo later in this presentation. So why I use Streamlit? Besides of Flask, or maybe for the last project, I try to make my project using Flask and Dash. If you know, Dash is a package from Plotly. If Plotly is some good visualization, interactive visualization, beside of all of you must know about Matplotlib and Seaborn for visualization, for learning about a data science project, but I'm using Plotly for a better knowledge, for a better result. I mean, okay, why? So basically, Streamlit, as in their web pages, they try to simplify these three things: embrace Python scripting with interaction and deploy instantly. I love the third part. I mean, let's see the first step by step. Embrace Python scripting. I mean, you can compare with Flask, you can compare with Django, you can compare with what I say, Dash maybe. There are maybe if you want to create a simple dashboard, you just need these three line. I mean, 2 line is okay. Just a simple code with the name is demo.py. We are not gonna use this Jupyter notebook. We are using some your favorite IDE. In this case, I'm gonna use Visual Studio Code. So Jupyter notebook is okay, but sometimes at deployment you need to change the format of Jupyter notebook, which is IPYNB to .py, to make sure that all of things all work together and work perfectly if you want to show the result. So from import Streamlit as ST, as we said, the general purposes of alias is to make sure that it is much more simpler than we just import Streamlit. And then for title at subheader, just like this. Just like if you learn HTML like H1 and H2, title is for the big text and subheader is much more smaller than that. So one thing to note that for Streamlit run, how to run, we're not using Python what kind of file. So for Streamlit, we should have to use Streamlit run demo.py, which is our file. This is slightly different, and I think you will notice this. You're gonna not use Python, but Streamlit run demo.py. which Streamlit is also in Python. So this is number one, embrace Python scripting. The factor number two is wave-in interaction. I mean, look at this. I mean, you think that there is no much difference between 1 and 2, but I think there are some addition with this, which is we can add some like select box or maybe slider like this. So maybe, for example, I want to make our user understand or make our user interactive with their age. How old are you? This is starting from 17 to 80 and 20 for the start maybe. So your age is blah 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 blah. This is a simple function on, if you learn Python a little bit, you know, but this is a bracket is for formatting the variable. So if we run again, especially they're updated again with how old are you, it's starting from 17 to 80, and we can just drag whatever our age is. Since my age is 25, I get it. So your age is 25. I mean, this is essential if you want to make a customized input on your data application, especially if you work on machine learning application, deep learning, and many more. The third part is deploy instantly. I mean, use on Streamlit official website. So deploy instantly means that I'm gonna cover it after this. Basically, for deploy instantly is you can do the deploy with very quick and fast. I mean, quick and fast is you can use the Streamlit share, which is currently new on the Streamlit, but you can do with Heroku. I mean, like for Streamlit and Heroku, you can access the application via browser or via smartphone, which is you can click the link and then it can convert or run perfectly. So for deploy instantly, I'm gonna talk a little bit longer, but not that longer. So basically, flow for deployment while using Streamlit is quite simple but complicated at the beginning. I mean, I found the Streamlit at 2019, maybe 2018, 2019, while I'm looking for a package who's strong enough to show our work with not quite hard enough, such as Flask or Dash, which is for Dash or Flask, you need to know or understand about HTML as well. So for the Streamlit, we don't really need that. So for code, you can use the Heroku or Streamlit share and it ready to serve. Especially for Heroku, I create an article about how to deploy our Streamlit application to Heroku. So you can access it now. So basically, if people want to check, oh, Faul, what kind of work do you working right now? So just check this link and you will know what kind of work I do. You can do it on smartphone, you can do it on the website, whatever. But I think for now, Streamlit is focusing on the website, web application, so the name is. So this is look promising for me, especially if I want to learn more about dashboarding and I really focusing on another topic. So this is good for dashboard, especially for this topic is talk about data application. Is all about how to show your data, how to make insight of it, how to know that others know what kind of project you're working on. So for the Streamlit itself, I'm gonna import some package that necessary, I think, for data science project, which is Pandas and Plotly Express, which is some simplified of Plotly. If you know about Plotly, you can googling it because Plotly is such an amazing package if you want to learn some visualization, interactive visualization. So basically, this is our data. Data is Surabaya full of data.csv, which is my data from last year, PyCon 2019, which is I make this on here 2020, and then st.title hello world is same as you guys look at the beginning, and then welcome to our simple dashboard Surabaya is the header, subheader, and then this is one of the amazing part, which is we can just make it data.head. If we are using Jupyter Notebook, we will know about data.head to know about what data is and what column is it for, right? So just using st.write, and then it show your data here. Because this is for data application, so we can use this for visualization. So for visualization, I'm gonna use the Plotly Express. So we just use px.bar, blah, 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 blah. This is some simple commands. X is district, which is here. Total population, which is here on y-axis. And title is total population based on district. As you see that the difference between Plotly and the other packages is when we hover on some picture or some bar chart, it shows the information about it. So I think this is a nice feature if you want to find an alternative for visualization using Python. So, and then you are using st.plotly chart fig from figure itself to show it to Streamlit. This is such a different thing. So if you looking for Jupyter Notebook, you don't need this, but especially we want to show it or show off, especially for fresh grad who want to make up the project itself to know that project is good or not. You can use Streamlit. Plotly.chart is to show this picture. Without it, the figure is loaded, but you can see the picture is it. What can you build? This is my two simple project that I made, and you can see on my Medium. You can check it out on my Medium as well as on, maybe I talk something about Twitter or many more. What can you build? House price prediction. This is a simple machine learning application. So the goal of this project is how we to know the range of the price of the house price, especially to know if we have some if we have two bedrooms, two bathrooms, and then 3 floors. I mean, what price is it? You can prediction based on this. How many bedroom, and how floor do you want? You know the range, you know the exact value of it. I mean, like using Streamlit, you can show the project straightforward. Compared to the if you show the Jupyter Notebook bunch of code and just like, okay, but what is this all about? I mean, it's confusing. And then number 2 is which I gonna talk for a demo for a little bit, I think, after this. The demo is how to show these maps. If you join the regular talk session for Miss Mona in the first day, you know that she focusing on the map visualization. So I do the same thing, but actually based on dashboard. So you can see as we click some what data do you want to see, we can see the color is changed, and then for total population, area region, male population, female population, you can just click, and then you can see the color is changed based on what data we have to see. So this is the demo. Wait a second, show you another screen. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Visual Studio Code. I mean for this one.
It seems that we lose connection with Mas Faul. Okay. No.
Okay. Sorry. There are some kind of confusing right now. So I'm gonna show about the oh, because my Visual Studio Code has not been running so far. Okay, I'm gonna show from my entire screen to make sure. Is it okay for you guys? Okay, so
Yes. It looks.
okay, so this is if you see the code right here, so this is my data about map project.py, which is my project you see on the previous presentation. So basically this is my import data, whatever it is, and then the data I'm gonna use the Surabaya full of data, which is my data talking about the population of Surabaya on 2015. Unfortunately, that Badan Pusat Statistik has not updated again. But yeah, let's see what's going on. So basically, for the advanced like me, I'm just using some function and then function again, blah 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 blah. So the main factor you need to notice is I'm gonna use the sidebar dot select box. As you know that the the Streamlit have two different ways. I mean, they have some sidebars sidebar menu and then the main menu. This is all about the sidebar menu, which is currently understandable. So you can see I can or user can selecting based on operand map, statement terrain, statement toner, and many more, which is for total population. Area region is for changing the color of the data based on what data you see. This is the map underscore SPY, which means that I'm going to show the map itself, and then it's all of kind of stuff is data preprocessing. You can check it later on my GitHub. You can check it the data. So this is all about just using st.title, and then show maps is my function to show our maps based on what I seen so far from last year. And then st.subheader, as you know, and st.write is showing the data five latest data. I mean, 5 first data. So for running the project, you simply just use with Streamlit run the name of the project itself. So map underscore project dot py. So as we see, as we see for running the project, you see that there is a web, and especially it's showing to the screen. So basically for this, you know that map Surabaya is here. So let me, okay. So for this, you know that map of Surabaya, and then the data itself, you know that Tegal Sari, Genteng, Bubutan, Simokerto, and many more. You know the location of it, and when you hover it, you know the name of the district itself. For example, my house is in here, Benowo. The total population of Benowo is 54,000. This is for example. If you want to change the color, you just use the OpenStreetMap or statement terrain, which is the color of the background of the map is different. If you want to know statement toner, you see there's a lot more different. Change what you need, which may suit for your style, and then for this is for total population, and then how to see that for area region, for the how big is it. As you know that for the big cities such as big districts such as Benowo and then Pakal and many more, you see that this is much more red, which is very big than before. But if we if we convert to total population, we know that the red is on the middle, which is for Surabaya, for the middle, central Surabaya, I mean, or Surabaya Pusat. So this is a lot more dense than the other, which is my house is not that dense because, yeah, as you know, the population is just 54,000. If you compare to Surabaya, people who live in Surabaya will know that in central Surabaya is really, really dense. This is the project is all about, and thank you so much. We can discuss together, and I'm gonna show. Not I'm gonna show, but let's do some Q&A session. I'm gonna close this.
Okay, thank you very much, Mas Faul, for the amazing presentation. Actually, we still have about 15 minutes, I guess.
Okay.
And there are already some questions from the audience. So first is from Mas Tegar Simansyah. Can we create more than one page in Streamlit? Mas
Okay,
Faul, please
can
let
we?
me know if you need to share your screen.
Oh, okay. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, and here, so my screen is already up.
Yes.
Okay. So, is Streamlit is can do with more than one page? I guess for now is still not quite ready yet because Streamlit itself is still found on 2018 or 19, so this is still new package. The package version right now is still 0.71, still not on the stable version 1, which is still there are a lot to do. But I think for create more than one page is not possible right now, but you can cover it with create a much more sidebar, such as if you want to see the site 1, site 2, site 3, site 4, you can just click on the sidebar. For example, if you want to see the home page, you click this time of selection, and if you want to see another, you can select on the other using sidebar. I hope it helps.
Yes, I think that will answer the question. So the second question is from Mas Spike Zaki. What about sizing chart? Can we add some chassis to Streamlit for styling?
This is a good question. So,
Hello, Mas Paul. You are kind of freezing there. Hello, Mas Paul.
okay,
Yes, now I can hear you now.
wait
Please
a minute.
answer. Yes.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Maybe I can answer the question. What about sizing of chart? Can we add some CSS to Streamlit for styling? Yes, sure. You can. You can change or convert some CSS to Streamlit for styling. Maybe I'm gonna show in Bahasa for make sure that it is possible for you guys. So basically for Bahasa, itself, jadi saya itu pernah dapat semacam
Mas Paul, kayaknya freezing lagi ini.
freezing lagi. Oke, halo. Is it okay?
Yes, sudah kedengaran sekarang, Mas.
Oke. Tadi soalnya juga dari tadi sempat freezing sih. Tapi oke. Ya udah, aku jawab pakai bahasa Indonesia aja. Jadi apakah sizing of chart-nya bisa? Jadi bisa banget. Bahkan dulu itu pernah kayak aku mentorin orang, jadi dia itu menggunakan Streamlit, jadi dia itu mengganti-ganti warna. Jadi dia itu pakai CSS buat styling, dia itu menggunakan Jadi dia itu menggunakan CSS buat styling, dia menggunakan HTML untuk setup the H1, H2, title, dan lain-lain. So, is it possible? Jadi itu sangat-sangat memungkinkan kok kalau kamu punya skill set akan CSS sama HTML untuk diimplementasikan di sini. Seperti itu, Mas Sigit.
Oke, terima kasih, Mas. Pertanyaan selanjutnya dari M. Adib. Streamlit is Python, Django, and Flask too. Can we merge Streamlit plus Flask in one project? For example, we use Streamlit for UN logic and use Flask for routing.
Okay. Can we merge Streamlit plus Flask in one project? For example, you use Streamlit for UI and logic, use Flask for anything. I guess mungkin itu possible banget sih, karena kalau dari kacamataku pribadi sebenarnya menurutku itu penggunaan Streamlit sama Flask itu mungkin penggunaan orang beda-beda. Ada yang Flask itu digunakan untuk routing, ada yang untuk Streamlit hanya untuk show the application is. So sebenarnya itu possible, hanya saja kamu harus pinter-pinternya mengkonekkan antara file Streamlit-nya yang mana sama file Flask yang mana. So jadinya kan kalau misalkan kayak gini kan Streamlit itu untuk front end kalau kita ngomongin developing ya. Streamlit menjadi front end, Flask itu menjadi back end-nya yang jadi untuk istilahnya untuk develop si routing itu tadi. Jadi sebenarnya possible kok. Cuma so far kalau yang kulihat sekarang belum ada yang ngerjain kayak gabungan antara keduanya sih. Karena biasanya kalau Streamlit itu emang fully understandable for some beginner people. Kalau misalkan Flask itu kan lebih advance kalau orang-orang yang udah lebih lama lah istilahnya belajar Python kayak gitu. Tapi itu possible sih kalau menurutku pribadi. Seperti itu Mas Sigit.
Iya sih, Mas. Pertanyaan selanjutnya dari Cipta. How can we refresh chart data?
Oke, how can we refresh chart data? Sebenarnya kalau misalkan untuk refresh chart data itu memungkinkan kalau kalian itu punya akses, anggaplah kayak akses live data misalkan. Contoh paling gampang data kawal COVID misal. Data kawal COVID kalau misalkan kalian punya API yang dia bisa narik live data, anggaplah setiap
Putus-putus lagi, Mas. Faul. Halo, Mas Faul. Halo, Mas Faul.
Halo.
Tes. Ya, tadi sampai kawal COVID, Mas.
Okay.
Ya. Tadi sampai kawal COVID. Terus putus.
Oke, mungkin sambil ku jawab aja sih, semoga enggak inilah. Jadi intinya itu bisa dengan catatan kita itu sudah tahu API-nya apa, kita sudah tahu API-nya apa, kita sudah tahu posibilitasnya itu gimana, dan kayak cara kita menarik datanya gimana, entah pakai Sql Database ataupun mungkin yang pakai yang lain kayak gitu. Jadi bisa dibilang itu possible sekali untuk digunakan. Kayak gitu.
Oke. Pertanyaan selanjutnya dari Ismail Suni. Kalau yang demo tadi kan visualisasi data saja. Kalau nambahin model
atau sambil ini mungkin coba aku terusin dulu ya. Dari Mas Ismail Suni, kalau yang demo tadi kan visualisasi data aja. Kalau nambahin model atau interaksi dengan input pengguna gimana caranya ya? Bisa. Kan tadi yang di awal aku show mana tadi? Ini kan. Jadi saya show mana tadi? Jadi kan saya showing kalau misalkan nah, jadi kalau misalkan kayak gini kan kita nge-showing terhadap si inputan dari si usernya. Misalkan welcome to the house prediction app. So dari sini kan kita jadi kelihatan gitu tuh. Maksudnya aplikasinya seperti apa, lalu kita bisa memasukkan inputnya. Jadi kalau misalkan dari Mas siapa tadi ya? Dari tadi yang penanya tadi, Masnya itu tinggal biasanya sih saving model aja, entah itu formatnya pickle atau formatnya H5 kayak gitu-gitu, tinggal di deploy di sini. Jadi manggilnya sama kayak penggunaan kayak kalau misalkan pakai scikit-learn ataupun mungkin menggunakan yang lain seperti itu.
See. Okay, next question from Yasir Abdul Rahman. How to update the Streamlit app if we have new data? Is it possible for data stream ini? Oh iya, hampir sama kayak yang request tadi ya Mas. Coba ini ada
Kayak gitu.
bagaimana kalau
Oke,
data
dari
stream?
Mas Yasir Abdurrahman. Ini semoga kedengeran ya, karena aku nggak tahu, karena saya nggak tahu apa namanya, masuk atau enggak. Dari Mas Yasir
Kedengeran.
Abdurrahman. How to update the Streamlit app if we have new data? Is it possible for data stream? Jawabannya sama seperti tadi. Memungkinkan banget kok. Jadi let's say datanya di website kayak gitu. Terus datanya itu update setiap hari misalkan kayak gitu. Asal kalian bisa untuk menarik data dari sama kayak Jupyter, penggunaan Jupyter Notebook atau Jupyter Lab lah. Kalau kalian menarik data secara online dan dia berganti setiap hari, maka dia kan akan terupdate terus tuh datanya. Nah, itu juga logic seperti itu bisa digunakan di Streamlit ini. Jadi kalian bisa mengambil, jadi manggil read-nya itu read datanya itu berdasarkan website atau API atau apapun itu bisa langsung otomatis. Tapi dengan catatannya adalah datanya itu benar-benar sama ya. Maksudnya gini, misal aku tadi kan punya data wilayah Surabaya nih dari tahun 2015 misalkan. Nah, kalau misalkan ingin update ke 2016 sampai ke 2020, make sure kalau misalkan datanya itu punya hal yang sama, kayak contoh total population, terus jumlah populasi laki-laki, perempuan, lalu tentang mungkin luas wilayah nggak terlalu berpengaruh, tapi mungkin untuk hal-hal yang lain lah. Jadi bisa dibilang itu possible banget untuk possible banget untuk kalian lakukan kayak gitu sih. Semoga menjawab Mas Yasir Abdurrahman. Silakan selanjutnya. Mungkin kalau misalkan oke, Mas Imanuddin, which one is better, Streamlit or Plotly Dash? I'm go with Streamlit. karena gini Mas Imanuddin. I'm go with Streamlit. Why better than than Plotly? Karena Dash karena tadi aku pakai Plotly Express, karena saya sendiri merasakan kok kalau misalkan menggunakan Plotly sendiri itu untuk kita ngasih judul atau kita ngasih semacam gambar sendiri, ataupun mungkin untuk kita clickable-nya itu loh, untuk button-buttonnya itu lebih enak pakai Streamlit. Kalau pakai Plotly itu lebih susah. Kalau misalkan Mas Imanuddin ngelihat di Dash itu dokumentasinya itu memang bagus banget. Tapi untuk membuat semacam tombol-tombol sederhana kayak select box ataupun mungkin radio box kayak tadi, itu line code-nya itu lebih banyak, dan mungkin nggak semua orang friendly dengan line code sebanyak itu kayak gitu. Dan mereka harus menggunakan HTML pula kayak gitu. Kalau Streamlit kan tidak harus. Kalau kalian mau pakai HTML atau CSS boleh, tapi nggak harus, karena memang keunggulannya Streamlit dibanding yang lain kayak Dash ataupun mungkin Flask, Django ya karena kemudahannya. Buat teman-teman yang emang masih fresh grade atau masih kuliah sekarang, coba Streamlit pasti akan jadi lebih mudah karena basicnya itu dari basic Python itu tadi kayak gitu. Seperti itu. Semoga menjawab.
Ini ada pertanyaan lagi.
Mungkin ada pertanyaan lain? Oke, dari Mas Zaki Sihan. Streamlit is a pretty new library. What is the main drawbacks of using this development made simple library compared to the other development library in an industry scale project? Well, good question. Jadi drawbacks-nya adalah ketika Streamlit menggunakan development made simple, drawbacks-nya adalah kalian mungkin tidak akan se-fleksibel menggunakan Flask, Django, ataupun mungkin yang lain. Kenapa? Karena mereka cuma dituntut, kayak contoh tadi, gambarnya kan cuma ada dua tuh, kayak main sidebar sama main menunya. Jadi di sana itu, ya kalian cuma bisa nge-set up di sana, kalian nggak bisa tuh buat sidebar itu di sebelah kanan, ataupun mungkin ukurannya berapa persen, kayak gitu, itu nggak bisa. Jadi lebih ke UI-nya itu terbatas, API-nya memang banyak tapi UI-nya terbatas, dan juga karena ini package masih baru nih, jadi biasanya untuk penggunaan skala besar itu mungkin masih belum terlalu optimal lah. Meski teman-teman kalau misalkan mau coba untuk keperluan industri yang skalanya project atau skala besar, teman-teman bisa coba ada namanya Streamlit, teman bisa untuk mengakses Streamlit for Teams dari sana, dan teman bisa lihat kayak possibility-nya kayak gimana, seperti itu.
Oke, thanks Mas. Faul, ada one last question from Ing Wei Tang. Can you use
selanjutnya mungkin Can you use Streamlit for SQL database? Wait.
Halo, Mas Faul? Nge-freeze ini, Mas. Ya, udah nyambung sekarang.
Okay, is my kita coba ya. Can you use Streamlit for SQL database? Sure, you can. So basically the Streamlit is designed for anything. Okay, so basically Streamlit is designed for many purposes, such as maybe you have some database from SQL, and then maybe you can use for many kind of query language. So is it possible with one note, which is you should make sure that the connection between the Streamlit and the SQL, such as SQL Server or maybe MySQL or many more, is connected together. So which is maybe I have some problem with it. Sometimes when I connected to the SQL database, it found some error, such as I can connect it to the SQL database, which I think that this is connected, but unfortunately maybe because the connection or connection error or many more, is it not possible? But the red line is it possible? Literally possible, because the data is pretty high, pretty big, so we can use just using Excel or CSV to do that, right? So maybe the SQL database will solve the problem. I think that's it.
Okay, I think that's all from the audience, and thank you very much, Mas Faul, for the interesting talk about Streamlit.